Alright, welcome everyone. Welcome to this our Diwali special service of the day tonight. We hope Mahalakshmi will bless all of us who have gathered here today in your name with prosperity, health, wellness, and welfare. Let's join in our opening prayer. Om Vasudeva Sukam Devam Vansvacharanurvardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagataguru Om Agakshe Vardevi Akshare Brahma Bhagini Gayatri Janatramata Vishwayoni Namaste Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat Om Triambakam Yajamare Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiva Vandhanam Mrityormakshyanamata Om Prithavivayavadhanama Devi Kvam Vishnunamrita Om Charayam Devi Pavitram Gurujasam Om Shri Prithvi Mata Yonama Namani Om Apavitra Pavitro Sarvashtam Gato Diva Yashmari Pundari Praksham Savaya Bhayantara Suchi Hastakshavanam Samapyami Govindaya Namah Om Amritopastadamase Swaha Om Amrita Pridhanmase Swaha once more Om Satyam Yasha Shrimai Shri Shrayatam Swaha Vashim Asvachavanam Samarpyami Govindaya Namah Om Kushmadye Janardat Sagre Sankram Devam Kushmaram Karomahim. Okay. There are different sizes. These are the smallest one. Om Yena Badhubali Raja Danendro Mahabala Tenkom Pratibadami Raksha Machala Machala
Okay.
Alright, water in the left hand, you invite all to perform all the other sports purificatory rites. Touch first the lips. Om Bangamaste Astu Nose. Om Nasur Me Pranastu Eyes. Om Aksharo Me Chakshurastu Ears. Om Karnyo Me Shrotramastu Arms. Om Bahu Me Balamastu Thighs. Om Logo Me Ujjalastu Arva. Om Arishtani Me Indrani. Nanuspalvami Sahasantu. Break it up. Join our little song called for us today. making a dedication. We promise to keep our mind in order while we perform puja to Bhagavan. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Tat Sat Tat Sat Tat Sat Vishnu 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 Sri Brahma Vikti Pade Shri Sri Bharakalte Vaivashvama Prayashtamin Shakti Yuge Khaliyuge Pratachane Uttar Kumarika Kshetre Kyanana Northamarika Deshe Antyarupaveshe Skarno Shahar Dvipe Shri Dharmvani Mandir Dvipe Aryavata Deshantarate Punya Chetre Samadre Sahasra Sapti Sapti Shri Anandam Samvasar Kartik Maase Krishna Paksha Amavasya Tithya Amavasya Yogam Ahadipavali Pujanam Utsav Shri Prithvi Mata Pujanam Shri Ganesh Gauri Devata Pujanam Shri Varun Devata Pujanam Shri Mahalakshmi Mata Pujanam Shri Navgraha Devata Pujanam Shri Brahma Vishnu Mahesha Pujanam Shri Avan Adi Sankalpam Aham Karikshe. Invite all to join in the Swasti Vacha now. Swasti, you know it, I think. Should be by now. Take some rice and naan. We meditate on Mahalakshmi while we offer this benediction part. Om Hari Om Swasti Na Indra Vrihastava Swasti Na Usha Vishwavira Swasti Na Starshyo Ishtadevi Swasti No Brihaspati Nadhatu Om Vaya Prithivyan Payavanshadishu Payudivyantarikṣe Payodham Payasvati Pradesha Santunyam Om Vishnuratmasi Vishnushnaprishtu Vishnusmurasi Vishnudrosi Vishnamasti Vishnavetava Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasu Devata Rudra Devata Aditya Devata Marutu Devata Vishwadeva Devata Brihaspati Devata Indra Devata Varnu Devata Om Yau Shanti Antarikshagam Shanti Chetavi Shanti Rama Shanti Aushadaya Shanti Vanaspati Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sara Shanti Redhi Om Vishwani Deva Sarikar Pratani Paraswa Yadvadram Dhanaswa Om Shuklam Varnam Deva Shashi Varnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavanam Jai Savavignopa Shanti Om Shanti 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 Bhavantu Prem se Mahalakshmi Mata ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu Om Bhuvrasmi Bhumirasmi Ditirasmi Viswadhaya Viswasya Bhodasya Dhatri Prithviyacha Prithvikri Mokha Prithvi Mahi Om Sthira Prem se Prithvi Mata ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Powers and health, we meditate on Ganesha. Ganesha is Vigneshwar, remove obstacles, give us success. Storehouse of wisdom, we ask Bhagavan, may bless us with knowledge, intelligence, wisdom to overcome every difficulty, whether of a physical, a spiritual, or a material kind. With this Ganesha, we join in our movement celebration. Om Gajananam Bhutanadi Sevatam Yapirtajambo Alasara Bhakshanam Umasatam Om Sarvamangala Shri Sarvaprasadike Shri Prayamake Gauri Sri Ganeshaya Namah Namami Sri Gaurmatayo Namah Namami Ramyam Sushobhanam Divyam Sarvasauryakaram Shubham Asanam Chamaya Rattam Pranapam Shivam Ganga Saraswati Reva Vayushri Namadajali Snanapitoshi Maya Deva Tata Shanti Purushami Vadyavajam Snam Sri Ganesh Gauri Devi Pujam Devi Sukasmayute Yagyas Amas
Vigneshwar Jai 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 Lambodar Jai 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 Gananayak Jai Sukadayak Jai Jai Ganesh Jai 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 Vigneshwar Jai 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 Lambodar Jai 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 Gananayak Jai Sukadayak Jai Jai Ganesh Jai
Cross we glorify Bhagavan's Ganesha. Om Jai Ganapati Sarvabhuta Sadam Abhimanavadan Kripa Vignaharan Mangalaram Jai Jai Gaja Om Gacha Ganesh Gauri Devi Sastana Parameshwari Am Puja Karishami Vatsarasamukobhavam Prem Sri Gauri Ganesha Bhagavan Ki Jai Sharanam Our kirtan will continue until I get back to you, so we can get everybody in. Maybe twice a week. All right.
मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण सारे हाथ हीरा प्रभु वो सारे यार हुए जब एक यही मेरी मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण अविरत रहा और अभी मैं अविरत रहा अभी मैं पालू ये केवल तुझको ही मां पालू ये केवल तुझको ही मां एक यही मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण तेरे शरणों पर हो मेरे जीवन के गुण अवर मेरे शरणों पर हो मेरे जीवन के गुण दूर चलो माँ सारी है दूर चलो माँ ओम के मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण सारे रात मेरा जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, हे माता, हे माता। जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, हे माता, हे माता। जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, हे माता, हे माता। तू सुन ले, तू सुन ले, तू सुन ले मेरे पुकार माता। जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, हे माता, हे माता। जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, हे माता, हे माता। आदि भगवते माँ तूने जग को जन्म दिया है। Tu Savitri, tu hi Gauri, tu hi Vishnu Priya hai. जो की बड़ी तेरे रूप कही तेरे लीला तेरे लीला तेरे लीला अपरंपार अपरंपार माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता तेरे दया के पने बनते बिगड़ी काम सभी के तू जिस चाहे नारायण की करते कृपाओं से तेरे ध्यान करो पुनः ज्ञान करो मेरे पूजा मेरे पूजा मेरे पूजा कर स्वीकार माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता हे माता हे माता हे माता
मैं हूँ आया है तेरे द्वार मुझे महालक्ष्मी माँ मैं हूँ आया है तेरे द्वार मुझे महालक्ष्मी माँ मेरे सुन ले पुकार मेरी माँ मेरे सुन ले पुकार मेरी माँ जीवन नैया भार लगाए छल कमल में आने वाले जीवन नैया भार लगाए छल कमल में आने वाले
सिंदूरं शुभरक्तं सौभाग्यं प्रियवर्धनं सुखदं मोक्षदं चैव सर्वं प्रतिगृहीतं
धर्म की सच्चाई है तो झूठ का मगर सच्चा दिल इंसान का भगवान का है घर सच्चा दिल इंसान का भगवान का है घर ओ भगवती ओ भगवती मैया तेरी आरती से अंधेरा चले भक्त के अंधेरे पर रोशनी लगे मैया तेरी आरती से अंधेरा चले भक्त के अंधेरे पर रोशनी लगे जय भवानी जय भवानी जय भवानी जय जय भवानी जय जय भवानी जय जय भवानी जय जय भवानी आरती उतार तेरी सुबह शाम को आरती उतार तेरी सुबह शाम को आगे हम तुझे नमस्कार को आगे हम तुझे नमस्कार को आगे हम तुझे नमस्कार तुझे पुकारो फिर क्या चले भक्त के अंधेरे घर में रोशनी करे, मैया तेरी आरती से अंधेरा चले, भक्त के अंधेरे घर में रोशनी करे। जय जय भवानी, 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 जय जय भवानी। राज की हवेलियां निर्धन की दो परी, राज की हवेलियां निर्धन की दो परी, तेरी दया है तो धरती पे है खरी, तेरी दया है तो धरती पे है खरी, तेरी दया है तो धरती पे है खरी। कौन है यहाँ ये तेरा आसमान में, भक्त के अंधेरे घर में रोशनी करे, मैया तेरी आरती से अंधेरा चले, भक्त के अंधेरे घर में रोशनी करे। जय जय भवानी, 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 जय जय भवानी।
ओम श्री
माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए, माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए। जय माता दी, जय माता दी, जय जय सत्यम बोलो बोलो, जय माता दी, जय माता दी, जय जय सत्यम बोलो। माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए। कोई मुझको फल में चले, हर जगह पे सफलता मिले, कोई मुझको फल में चले, हर जगह पे सफलता मिले, हर जगह पे सफलता मिले। दिल से नाम करिए, दिल से नाम करिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए। जय माता दी, जय माता दी, जय जय सत्यम बोलो बोलो, जय माता दी, जय माता दी, जय जय सत्यम बोलो। माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, माता रानी का ध्यान धरिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए, काम जब भी कोई करिए।
You next, Satruman.
Next year.
ओ मैया हो ममता हो माता तेरा प्यार पूजा है तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है माता तेरा प्यार पूजा है तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है ओ मैया हो तेरा प्यार पूजा है तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती माता है जन्म जन्म से तेरी पूजा
Alright, for Prasadam, you take them now, those who have, please follow now. We have one at a time, please, no more than one. Charanam Samantam Govindaya Yamajalam Samanitam Samantam Samantam Deva Devi Vidyartam Pravedatam
लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा सबको मैया दुखों से तुझी तारती बरसा दो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया शक्ति परमेश्वर को हाथों करके बंधन तू है शक्ति परमेश्वर को हाथों करके बंधन लक्ष्मी मैया बरसारो तेरी याद बरसारो Praise the Lord, the Bhakti Maya Arti Sri Praise the Lord, the Bhakti Maya Arti आए मैया मंगल सूरधारी शरण ठाकुर आए मैया मंगल सूरधारी हाथ जोड़ तुम सुनती करके चरण सिंचावे हाथ जोड़ तुम सुनती करके चरण सिंचावे लक्ष्मी मैया तुम्हारो तेरी दीपावली मनाए सुहानी दीपावली मनाए सुहानी मेरे साई के हाथों में जादू का पानी दीपावली मनाए सुहानी दीपावली मनाए सुहानी मेरे साई के हाथों में जादू का पानी दीपावली दीपावली दीपावली
Molly, you sing for them?
You want everybody to go home?
I hear my song already. Anandaki Maharani, that was my song.
And I heard it. Some people don't know.
तुम्हें तो याद होगा कुछ कहा था मैंने होली में, तो हंस के कह दिया था तुमने बस मिलना दिवाली में। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई, कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। खुश है सारा ज़माना खुश है आसमान, दरिया मस्ती का जोरों से हर तरफ रहा। गम की अंधियारी को भी हंसी आई गई आई गई आई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई, कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। चलते दिनों की कतार मानो रात में, चलते दिनों की कतार मानो रात में। चलता चलो जागर कटाए तेरी करीब, रोकाले तबीयत लहर राई गई राई गई राई गई। दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई, कोने में जगमग ज्योति छाई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई। ओहो क्या खूब गोरे गोरे हाथों में दिया, सोया हुस्ना के दिया उठा दिया। ओहो क्या खूब गोरे गोरे हाथों में दिया, सोया हुस्ने की दिया उठा दिया। अब तो बाहर की खरी खरी आई गई आई गई आई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति जलाई गई, कोने कोने में जगमग ज्योति जलाई गई। अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा दिवाली आखिर आई गई, अब तो आजा आजा आजा।
I am next to sing. Can you give your brother Harry this picture of me? Oh, okay. He has the money.
Seriously?
I saw you put it.
You find it.
Bring it.
देखो लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, 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 कैसे निराली कथा कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, बेटी देवों की तेज रूप धारने वाली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली। कमल नयन दिव्य रूप मंगलकारी, कमल नयन दिव्य रूप मंगलकारी, शंख चक्र गदा पद्म अष्टभुजाधारी, शीश छाये रत्न मुकुट मुकुट चढ़े माली, शीश छाये रत्न मुकुट मुकुट चढ़े माली, दुर्गा देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, देखो लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, कैसे निराली सदा कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, देखो लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली। महिषा जैसे कितने संभाले, महिषा जैसे कितने संभाले, पाप के विनाश से अनेक रूप धारी, तू लक्ष्मी तू भवानी तू है माता, तू लक्ष्मी तू भवानी तू है माता, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, तू लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, कैसे निराली है सदा कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, तू लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, देवी देवों की तेज धारने वाली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, देखो लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली, देखो लक्ष्मी देवी की छवि कैसे निराली।
You can go.
Sally, sing the one that we were singing when I called you this afternoon, and you had a cell phone in front of you. You remember it? That was nice. So that's the song.
Let's hear it.
Come on, give us your hottest flower.
Come on, Mark. Go. Popular request.
That last one we sing, I'm going to get up and dance.
You sure that?
Well, you gotta get up now.
Yeah, come on, you only come the first.
लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए। भाव भक्ति से तुमको बुलाते हैं हम, भाव भक्ति से तुमको बुलाते हैं हम, अपनी मन की भाषा को सुनाते हैं हम, अपनी मन की भाषा को सुनाते हैं। लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए। हमारे मालिक बाहर आ जाइए, हमारे मालिक बाहर आ जाइए, हमको सर्दी को किस्मत बनानी है, सर्दों की किस्मत बना जाइए। लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए। संसार में है तेरे आसरा, हमको संसार में है तेरे आसरा, दान हम पर दिया दृष्टि माता तारा, दान हम पर दया दृष्टि माता तारा। लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए। मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए। भाव भक्ति से तुमको बुलाते हैं, भाव भक्ति से तुमको बुलाते हैं, अपनी मुक्ति कथा को सुनाते हैं। लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में आ जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए, हमको कष्टों से मुक्ति दिया जाइए,
कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना ओ चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना सीता साथ लेंगे कृष्ण हाथ लेंगे चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना रूप में आना तुम श्याम रूप में आना रट साथ लेंगे मुझे हाथ लेंगे चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना तुम्हें शिव के रूप में आना तुम्हें शिव के रूप में आना डोरी साथ लेंगे डबरू हाथ लेंगे चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना तुम्हें विष्णु रूप में आना तुम्हें विष्णु रूप में आना लक्ष्मी साथ लेंगे चक्रा हाथ लेंगे चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना तुम्हें गणपति रूप में आना तुम्हें गणपति रूप में आना रिद्धि साथ लेंगे सिद्धि हाथ लेंगे चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना ओ चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना ओ चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना
Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimhi Dhiyo Yo सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ सर्वदै गुणागं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमय गुणागं स्वाहा ॐ जयन्ति मंगलाकाली भद्रकाली काली दुर्गाक्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमस्ते ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णागं स्वाहा ॐ तनुपा अग्नयास्ति तनु मे पाहि ॐ मयूरा अग्नयास्ति मयूर मे देहि ॐ वर्चुदाग्नयास्ति वर्चु मे देहि ॐ अग्नेयन्मा तन्मावं तन्मा प्रिना ॐ मेघं मे देवा सविता धारतु ॐ मेघं मे देवी सरस्वती धारतु ॐ मेघमे अस्मिनो देवा वधतं पुष्करसजो हरि ओं तत्सत् सर्वपापरं दिव्यं गाङ्गेयं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनीयं च मया दत्तं गृहतां पुरुषोत्तमः प्रेम से महालक्ष्मी माता की जय शरणं प्रभु Now, devotees and friends, once again, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you this evening. It's a bit on a chilly side, but it's still good. Considering it's almost going into November, we still have good weather, so we have to be grateful for that. We still got one grass to cut yet, I think. For those of you who have homes, I think you'll be cutting one more time before the season is done. So watch out for that. And it helps with the clearing of the leaves as well, and the grass is short, so keep that in mind. Now, having said that, it's a wonderful occasion, the occasion of Diwali. Diwali, of course, we'll speak about it in a minute. Before we do so, however, once a year we usually glorify the Devi through the medium of the Sri Lakshmi Chalisa. Now, I usually use the Pradeep version, the swar, so you can probably join in the chorus part. Matu Lakshmi Kare Kripa Karo Hriday Niwas Manokamna Siddhi Kari Purvahu यही मोर अरदास हाथ जोर विनती करो सब वृद्धि करो सुवास भक्त जननी जगदम्बिके सिंधु सुता में सुमिरो तो ही ज्ञान बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि तुम समान नहीं को पुकारी सब विधि पूर्व आस हमारी जय जय जगत जननी जगदम्बा सब ही तुम ही हो अवलंबा ओम जय महालक्ष्मी
माता जय मां जय जय मां जय जय मां
तुम ही हो घट घस की वासी विनती यही हमारी खासी जग जननी जय सिंधु कुमारी दीनदती तुम हो हितकारी
स्तुति करो तिहारी, शुद्ध लीजिए अपराध विसारी, कृपा दृष्ट चित्त वो मनोरी, जगत जननी बिनती सुन मोरी, ज्ञान बुद्धि जय सुख की दाता, संकट हरो हमारी माता। ओम जय
महालक्ष्मी माता, जय माँ जय जय माँ, जय माँ जय जय माँ।
क्षीर सिंधु जब विष्णु मथायो, 14 रत्न सिंधु में पायो, 14 रत्न में तुम सदुकारी, सेवकियों प्रभु ही बनी दासी, जब जब जन्म जहाँ प्रभु लीला, रूप बदलता सेवा कीना। ओम जय
महालक्ष्मी माता, जय माँ जय जय माँ, जय माँ जय जय माँ।
स्वयं विष्णु जग नर तनुधारा, लीन है अवधपुरी अवतारा, तब तुम प्रगट जनकपुर माई, सेवकियों हृदय पुलकाई, अपनाया तो ही अंतर्यामी, विश्व विदित त्रिभुवन के स्वामी। ओम जय
महालक्ष्मी माता, जय माँ जय जय माँ, जय माँ जय जय माँ।
तुम सम प्रबल शक्ति नहीं आनी, कहत महिमा कहो बखानी, मन कर्म वचन करे सेवकाई, मन इच्छित वांछित फल पाई, तजी चल कपट और चतुराई, पूजहि विविध भक्ति मन लाई। ओम
जय महालक्ष्मी माता, जय माँ जय जय माँ, जय माँ जय जय माँ।
और हाल मैं कहो बुझाई, जो हकात करे मन लाई, ताको कोई कष्ट न होई, मन इच्छित फल पावे सोई, त्राहि त्राहि जय दुख निवारिणी, विविध ताप भव बंधन हारिणी। ओम जय
महालक्ष्मी माता, जय माँ जय जय माँ, जय
पर कृपा करही गौरी सा सुख संपत्ति बहुत सी पावे हम नहीं काहू की आवे ओम जय महालक्ष्मी माता
जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ
12 मास करे जो पूजा यही समधन्य और नहीं दूजा प्रतिदिन पाठ करे मन माही उन सम कोई जग में नहीं आई बहु विधि क्या मैं करहूँ बड़ाई नए परीक्षा ध्यान लगाए ओम जय महालक्ष्मी
माता जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ
हरि विश्वास करे व्रत में माँ कोई सिद्धि उपजे और प्रेमा जय 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 लक्ष्मी भवानी सब में व्यापित हो गुण खानी तुमरो तेज प्रबल जग माही तुम सम को दयालु कहीं नाही ओम जय महालक्ष्मी माता
जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ
मोहिनीनाथ की स्तुति अब लीजिए संकट काटी भक्ति बर दीजिए भूल चूक कर क्षमा हमारी दर्शन दीजिए दशा निहारी बिन दर्शन व्याकुल अधिकारी तुम ही अक्षत दुख की भारी ओम जय महालक्ष्मी माता
जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ
नहीं मोहि ज्ञान बुद्धि है कर्म में सब जानत हो अपनी मन में रूप चतुर्भुज करके धारण कष्ट मोर अब करहु निवारण यही प्रकार मैं करहु बहानी ज्ञान बुद्धि मोहि नहीं अधिकाई ओम जय महालक्ष्मी माता
जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ
जय माँ
जय जय माँ
त्राहि त्राहि दुख हारिणी हरो बेगी सब त्रास जयति जयति जय लक्ष्मी करो शत्रु नाश महालक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं नमस्तुभ्यं सुरेश्वरी हरिप्रिये नमस्तुभ्यं नमस्तुभ्यं दयानिधे ओम या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः प्रेम से महालक्ष्मी माता की जय Sharanam Prabhu. Now, friends, what exactly is Diwali? It's a festival of course that every Hindu, no matter where you come from, as long as you're Hindu, Diwali is your first and foremost celebration. It's the most important celebration. It's the most important festivity in the Hindu system. And how does it come about? Every nation, of course, celebrates its festivals. Festivals enlighten us as well on our religion as well as our culture. They help to remind us of our heroes of the past, and festivals, of course, rouse a nation towards progress. People become informed and filled with hope as well as encouragement, as we should, when these festivals occur. Festivals also bring happiness and joy and help to purify our minds because of the messages that they bring. And Diwali brings a very important message for us. We'll look at these in a few minutes. It's Hinduism's greatest festival and is celebrated with great pomp and ceremony in all parts of the world where Hindus reside. This festival occurs on the Amawas day, Amawas being the new moon day or night of the Hindu month of Kartik, roughly October, November. And the celebration spreads over a 5-day period. I think all of you already know all this stuff, but I'm repeating them for your information. Anyway, for our young who may be listening remotely, or for those who are in need of reminding. A lot of us need reminding from time to time. Beginning 2 days before the new moon day, Amawas day, and ending 2 days after. The word Deepavali is derived from the two Sanskrit words Deepa as well as Avali, meaning row of lights. So this Deepavali, which means row of lights, and Hindus decorate their homes. Today when I was coming here, I passed by to pick up Amar, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised to see Amar's home. The row of diyas came all the way from the home out to the road. Now I don't think any of us would do that. Plus the girl had the fireworks going, So that was quite pleasant to see. I got to congratulate Amar and his family. Or that's the way it's supposed to be done. And nowadays, of course, we do it with electric lights. They have electric lights too, I gotta say. It was a wonderful thing to see, and I don't see that very often in Canada because as it gets colder, we all tend to stay indoor. This is because of the brown skin that all of us carry, I guess. We don't like the cold too much. Today is not so bad, but still, it was very nice to see Amar. Please congratulate your family. Tell them that I'm really happy to see what I saw today. And this festival is affectionately called from Deepavali to Diwali. A very shortened form, and it's affectionate, of course. The Festival of Lights. Man's fascination with light dates to the dawn of history. All religions point to this phenomenon in expounding the greatness of light. Light forms an integral part of the worship in many, many religions. In Hinduism, God is equated to light and is referred to as the light of lights, as referred to in the Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 14.2, as well as in Mandukya Upanishad, chapter 2, verse 210. This concept is also present in other religious traditions. Of course, those of you who have seen the Ten Commandments, we remember Moses, the prophet, appearing before the burning bush, a symbol of light as well, meaning that it's a passal of wisdom to man, that he may understand and that he may become enlightened. So this is what it's all about. And during Revelations, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna describes the light of Bhagwan as having the brilliance like that of blazing fire and sun, dazzling and immeasurable on all sides. Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, verse 17. Actually chapter 11, verse 17. Light plays a very important part in our daily lives. National events, of course, are celebrated by fireworks and laser lighting, set off to the accompaniment of music, which actually makes it very enticing. If any of you have seen the movie Star Wars, I don't know how many have seen it. Let me see a show of hands. No one has seen Star Wars?
Very confused, Padre.
Huh?
Very confused.
Why? No one has seen it? No, okay. Few hands gone up now. Now you saw that beginning of when the credits were coming, and far, far in the galaxy, far away, and so on and so on. And you see the spaceship moving up like that with the lights on outside. None of you saw that? It's a wonderful thing to watch. If you haven't seen it, take my word. Go on. Just the credits alone is worth the money. I gotta be honest.
Did you have good memories?
The admission.
And he said he's old.
And you forget.
Just the credits are worth the price of the admission. Let me be honest with you. I saw that and I was amazed. I said, yeah, this is going to be good. And then over your head, you could hear it from early on. The spaceship comes and then zoom past your head. When I saw that, I said, okay, I can go home now. I got my money's worth. I don't know about you, but Diwali is Hinduism's most ancient festival and also the most popular. On this day, Bhagavan is worshipped as Mahalakshmi, giver of wealth, fortune, beauty, peace, welfare, as well as compassion. Lakshmi is the Devi, the mother aspect of divinity, and is the most sublime, symbolizing all that is auspicious. All evils are far from her. She is the light of knowledge and wisdom, and on this day, prayers are offered to Bhagavan to remove the darkness of ignorance in the same way as a light removes the darkness of the night. On this day, Lakshmi is invited into the homes of all that she may be worshipped. Because of its popularity, no less than 4 avatars of Mahavishnu are associated with Deepavali. This first time Bhagavan appeared is in the Kurma avatar, where Bhagavan's manifestation as the sacred tortoise at the churning of the ocean, and the churning of the ocean, Sagar Manthan. I've spoken about it many times, but I'll briefly mention it again. At the beginning of this period of where light and darkness were always in constant conflict with each other, Bhagavan Vishnu advised the deity Devas because they were losing a lot and they didn't have the Amrit of immortality. So they were not as powerful and strong physically as the Rakshas. And so Bhagavan told them and instructed them, make peace with your cousins. And what kind of peace are we talking about? This is all happening internally, of course. We all don't seem to understand this. The Rakshas are our bad qualities: anger, greed, jealousy, covetousness, hatred, pride, envy. The Devas are the good qualities: love, compassion, showing care for all, charity, and a whole bunch of others. If you want to know what they are, check the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verses 1, 2, and 3. They are called the divine traits. Look at them all, because they are important that we understand them. These are the qualities that we need to incorporate in our beings, so we can get the full happiness that we want here, as well as the liberation that we're looking for in the hereafter too. The next 3 verses, of course, chapter 4 to 7, are the kind you want to avoid. Alright, so please, if you don't have a Gita, let me know, I'll get you one. But read it and understand it for yourself. I can't go through all of them here now. Otherwise, it will take forever, and I was hoping to finish by 9:30. And we're still hoping so. So with that in mind, what happens? Indra approaches the king of the Asuras. His name was Bali, and made peace with him, informing him that, look, let's put our resources together, gather our forces together, and churn the ocean of milk, Sagar Manthan, Cheer Sagar. And the Amrit that comes out, we'll be able to share with it equally. Now, Bali concerned, he thought about it for a while, and he said, you know what, this is a good proposal. Let's do it. And you know what happens when we can harness all our powers? Nothing is impossible. And this is where we gotta put our head in the right place. Teach ourselves the science, and also the wisdom. When we combine those two, problems disappear like nothing. But because we fail to do so, we either do the science, and our kids, of course, who go to school, they know this. We kind of insist upon them, learn your lessons, but you don't take them to temple. So they never learn the other side. And what happens then? They grow up unbalanced. They're not totally balanced. You gotta be balanced in this world to enjoy the full fruits. If you were stuck in one side, you don't know what the other side has to offer. If you're too religious, you don't know what the science has to offer. If you're too scientific, you don't know what the religion has to offer. So you gotta combine wisdom and secular knowledge and bring the two together. Only then. Why do you think Arjuna carries the bow and the arrow? Why do you think Sri Ram carries the bow and the arrow? The bow is a symbol. It's a symbol only of science. And what does the science do? It fires the arrows. The arrows are the symbols of wisdom. And wisdom cuts through everything. There's nothing that stands in its way. But when you apply both only, can you manage this? So they put the forces together, they churned the ocean, many things came out, but one that did come out. Before the Amrit came out, Lakshmi appeared. And Lakshmi immediately placed the garland of victory, the wildflowers, around the neck of Mahavishnu, selecting him as her spouse. Now the deities of the Rakshas, of course, they begin to complain that this is a spoil that all of us should be able to share it. And Brahma instructed them at the same time. Let it be known that every female is free to choose her own spouse, as every male is free to choose his as well. So the free will of choosing one spouse has existed long before we have all these little things where people are forced to get married and so on. Believe me, all these things are really ignorant parents applying their will upon their kids. You have to give the kids a chance to make their own mistake. It's a mistake, so what? Big deal. Everybody makes mistakes. You would like to not them to make mistakes. But you want to tell me who did not make a mistake? Even the guy you chose, or the girl you chose, you probably repent many times. Oh, gee, I made a mistake here. My wife tells me all the time she made a mistake. How did I marry you?
No, I didn't.
I said you made a mistake, you choose me. I'm not the ideal guy, okay, let me be honest. I'll be the first to admit that. I have many shortcomings, as do every person else. Show me the one who does not have shortcomings. Only Bhagwan does not have shortcomings. And I'm not Bhagwan. I strive to be, yes, good as best as I can, but it doesn't always happen. So the Devi chose Mahavishnu. And after many things else happened and came out of that churning of the ocean, which we're not going to dwell on today, but some other time again, when we examine this subject will take, this story is so powerful, it will take about 3 sessions of our regular service. Maybe more, because there are many little intricacies that are in there. If you have the opportunity, read it. If you haven't got it to read, give me a call and give me an email address and I'll email it to you. You can read it for yourself. Okay, are we okay with that? Good. And that goes to people who are listening and following us virtually as well. So I have a number on the or send an email through the Facebook Messenger. My friend here who monitors it Robin who monitors it will let me know, and I'll respond to you and send it. But you have to provide an email address, okay? I'm not going to send it through a messenger. Email. Alright, so Lakshmi came out of there, and eventually the Amrit of immortality was actually discovered or attained. And the Devas and the Asuras were able to participate. That's how we get Rahu and Ketu, of course. But the Devas were the beneficiaries. And what this tells us, those who act in a kind manner are always successful in everything they do. And it's only when we do not act in a kind manner, then trouble befalls us. So that's our first appearance of Mahalakshmi as out of the Kshirsargar Manthan. So the second one, of course, is the Vamana avatar, where Bhagavan came as the dwarf. And the dwarf was attended this yagna that the king of the Asuras, Bali, had sponsored. And while he was there, he chanted the Vedas in such melodious tones. And that's why I have to compliment all the musicians and the singers who came here today to apply their skill in glorifying the name of Mahalakshmi. Because that feeling of and I gotta be honest, Molly, you were here for the first time since we started this virtual thing. I know you watch every week, but isn't the feeling better when you're here?
Much better.
Good, thank you.
It's amazing. You can't compare the two.
I know, I keep saying that every week, and people are hearing me, but they're not making an attempt to turn out. But the presence of being in the company of others is much more wonderful than if you are home watching this on your computer screen. The vibration is not there. The energy is not there. And that's why I keep, even if we have to rotate people, while COVID is on, we have to be careful. I agree. But please, give me a call, book yourself in and come. I know the government has opened up everything. If you show up, I'll be required by law to let you in, but you've got to maintain your space. If you come in this temple and you occupy a chair, stay in that chair until the service is over for that day. Okay, don't go switch chair to chair to chair. That's not allowed here. Do you understand why, right? Mm-hmm. Good. I'm glad you do. So when Vaman appeared there and he chanted the Vedas in these wonderful tones on the score, the king Bali was really happy. And he invited the young man. He says, look, ask for anything you want. Now, how did we come to this, first of all? Why did the Vaman appear there? The king Bali had already performed 99 Ashwamedha yajnas. 100 will make him Indra. Indra became very concerned. He approaches Mahavishnu. He says, my turn isn't up yet. Look, this man is going to occupy my spot. So Mahavishnu says, look, you're my devotee. Your turn is still there. I will take care of Bali. He goes there. Shukracharya is conducting the service. And when Vaman sung the thing, Shukra became very suspicious. He says, only Vishnu can sing like this. And he says, after Bali, I already made the promise, ask for anything you want. And what if I ask for? 3 paces of land only. Now, this is a lesson for all of us, by the way. If you're going to be cremated, all you need is 3 paces of space. That's all. If you're going to be buried, that's all you need, 3 paces, about 8 yards, 8 feet. That's about it. Think about it's. When you think about these little things that you wonder how these people come up with these stories. But the stories are there to teach us the lessons, my friend. And all of us want the world, we want the entire cosmos if we could probably. As Gandhi says, there's enough in the world to feed everybody. But there's not enough in it for one greedy person. The greedy person not only wants the planet, he wants the space as well. And he wants what is lying between there too. So what happens is, after the Bali offered the Shukracharya, they offered the young Vaman the 3 paces of land. He said, look, only 3 paces. Why don't you take the kingdom? Why don't you take a kingdom? Why don't you take three villages and become lord of those villages? Vaman says, no. All I want is just 3 paces of land, as measured by my own step. Now the man says, yes, the Sankalpa was offered, and Shukracharya said, no, don't do it. Your doom is sealed if you do this. And the young man, the king says, look, I've already given my word, what can I do? That is how important our word is. I cannot take what I said. And then Vaman says, well, you're ready to give me the 3 paces? He says, okay, measure them. The first step covered the entire earth. The second covered the space. And then he says, well, where am I supposed to put the third? Well, he says, the most valuable thing that I own is my life. Put your foot on my head. And Vaman was so pleased with him. He said, oh, Bali, you're a man of your word. I want you to understand, you cannot complete this yajna, but your turn will come when you will become Indra. That turn has not come yet. In the meantime, ask me for a boon. And Bali says, Bhagavan, I want to ask you this. On the Amavas of Kartik, let Lakshmi descend upon the earth. And while she is here, whoever with love and devotion offer their prayers to her, their puja to her. Prayers is a Tridanya word. Puja. Let's stick with the puja. Puja has different meaning than prayers. Whoever offer with love the puja of Mahalakshmi, that person must have their desires realized. And Bhagavan says, so it will be. Now, a lot of you might say, okay, I am praying with love and devotion. How is it my desires are not being met? Your desires are already met. But we want to be too greedy. We want more. You know, all of us count our blessings in this way. Not what I have, what I want. Isn't that how it is? We all want more. We want this, we want that. And everything the eyes see, we want. Failing to count the stuff that we already have. We have our health. We have our life. What is more important than that? You know, human beings being what they are, we all spend our youth and our health trying to earn money. Then we become old and we spend all the money trying to get back our health. The cycle never stops. We gotta thank Bhagavan that Ohip is present here. Everybody, that's a good joke? Alright. So this is how the Vaman thing comes, and of course Lakshmi is here on the Diwali, so that we might offer our puja and be able to get her blessings. The third one is the Sri Ram avatar. And of course, everyone is saying Rama returns on Diwali, that's why Diwali. But I gotta be honest, Diwali exists long before Sri Ram. Because Vaman is long before that, and the churning of the Shir Sagar, the Manthan, was long before Sri Ram as well. So we're looking at many avatars before. But because of the popularity of Diwali, everybody puts this as Sri Ram's return as well. And no doubt, the streets would have been lit fully when Rama came back in his Pushpak Viman. But that was to celebrate the coming of Sri Ram, not Diwali. But if you want to associate Diwali with that, go ahead. I see that written all over the place, and everybody's saying the same thing. I don't want to go against anybody. But the way we explain this is the Manvantars, or the history of the world, keeps repeating itself, because after 7 Manvantar, the thing starts over from fresh again. And each thing that happened, re-happen again. And with that, if we look at it in that way, then one manifestation of Bhagavan Sri Ram would have been on the Diwali return. So whether it doesn't matter how you want to look at it. Maybe I didn't explain that as well as I should, but if you want to, talk to me after, we'll try to look at it. But Rama's return was an important factor. And because of that importance, and they want to mark that occasion, they associated with the coming with the time of Diwali, and that alone in itself is a wonderful thing. So instead of April, May, which is Vaishak month, sometime in the spring, 7th day of the dark half of Vaishak is the actual date given in the Ramcharitmanas on the return of Sri Ram. We celebrate it on Diwali day. So Vaishak is roughly April, May time. So it's about 6 months difference. Now people keep telling me, I heard my philosophy class guy said the other day, 20 days after Sri Ram killed Ravan, he returned to Ayodhya. And I said, how did you come with that? So he's explaining from Dussehra, which is Vijay Dashmi, to Diwali is actually 20 or 21 days depending on the month, right? So he says, this is it. I said, well, where does it say that? He says, well, the mission was completed with the death of Ravan. I said, yeah, that's true. But Sri Ram had to wait there until all the Shraddha was done. And he told Vibhishan, if you don't do it, I will have to do it. Right. So think about how many days Shraddha take. How many days is it now? 14 days from the date of the cremation? 13. 13 days, yeah. 13 days from the date of the cremation, the Shraddha is done. So all that 13 days is there for a reason. I explained all this to you people out before, but I don't know how many of you listen and how many remember. Bhagavan in his or the sages, in their wisdom, have put aside these 13 days to allow you, give you time to be able to compose yourself and mix back in regular life, because life continues, After 13 days done, what do you do? You go back to regular life. Exactly. You got 13 days to come to terms with your grief. 2 weeks. If you haven't done it by then I'm not sure how else we can put this. They give you another year to finish off the mourning period too. So you got 11 months more following that. By then things should be normal.
So by the time that, somebody
else dies. Yes. True. It happens. But whatever happens, it happens. Everyone who is here will die. Let's not forget that. We all got to go. Some of us will go at a fairly young age, some will grow old. I would like to grow old.
Don't we all?
Okay, why is it that we want to grow old, you think? Because it gives us a longer time to do good. But we waste the time, like Sadhu told me this joke the other day. The guy, he did. And what he said was, the guy begged Bhagavan, give me a few more days, give me a few more days. Bhagavan says, well, look, you had so many days already, and you wasted them. You go waste a few more?
Why did we retire too late and we never get a job right? So that's why we want to stay.
That's true, all of us retire too late. But the fun is there in my time is up. Let me finish off this thing here, okay?
Whatever you say, it's on the air,
I know, it's now recorded. And the last one, of course, the fourth avatar is Sri Krishna's avatar. Yesterday was Narak Chaturdashi. It was the day Bhagavan killed the titan of Narak, known as Narakasur, and brought peace in the world once again. That day was celebrated with great pomp, and because Diwali was the day following, it was even more important. So we celebrate Narakasura and Diwali at the same time. Now there are 5 days that I spoke about, 2 days before Diwali and 2 days after. The 13th day before, 2 days before Diwali is called Dhanvantari Trayodasi. The day before is called Narak Chaturdashi. Today is Diwali. Tomorrow will be Govardhan Puja. Actually started this evening, Govardhan Puja. And then the last day is Bhaiya Dooj, where brothers and sisters honor each other with visits and so on. Now, Diwali has many philosophical lessons. It is rooted in Vedanta philosophy. Bhagavan is synonymous with light, and Mother Lakshmi is but the Shakti, the power of Bhagavan. With both being one and the same. Bhagavan and Shakti is not different, they're the same. But without the Shakti, Bhagavan is impotent. He cannot get anything done. It is the Shakti that does. No, Brahman, who's all pervasive, cannot do. He's a non-doer. It is the Shakti Prakriti, which is a doer. So Bhagavan and Shakti is like the word and its meaning. They're not different from each other. They're separate like their husband and wife. Their plan is the same, isn't it? Or they should be. If they're not, then trouble is going to be in paradise. A reference to this has been made, of course. Think of the ice and the water. Are they different? But they got different names. But they're made up of the same thing. One is frozen, one is not. So same thing with Bhagavan and Shakti. Man's quest to gain immortality or self-realization, of course. And that is our quest, is to gain self-realization. The Jivatman, the self, is a reflection of Brahm. It's not different. Brahm is a moving factor in everything. But in the same way, you take 10 glasses and you put them in the sun, in the light. Won't you see 10 reflections of the water in the 10 glasses? Yes? The water will reflect the sun. Or if you take the stone and throw it in the still water, and the moon is shining, how many moons you see? Many, isn't it? But it's the same moon. Only one moon, but you see the reflection many times.
And there's somebody that on the wall.
No, the dog on the bone, yes. But the dog dropped the bone in the trench. He didn't want. No, that was greed. This is different. So the reflection of Brahma is within all of us, and it is what causes the energy, the body to be energized. So if we think of it that way, our quest is to realize that ourselves, the self, the main part of self, and Brahm is the same. And the object is to self-realize this, then true happiness comes. This quest can only be when the light of wisdom dawn upon us and the cloak of ignorance is removed. So this is what it is. The story of Bali shows us that pride has no place in spiritual endeavors. And by giving up pride, of course, we realize Bhagavan within. The episode of Narak shows that though we may have strength and power, it does not last forever. It's very short-lived. You may think your 100 years here is a long time. And for us, it might look like a long time. The body gets old, painful, you go suffering, then even 2 days look long. But if you're healthy and active, 2 days is nothing. 10 years is nothing. 100 years is nothing. But the idea is to have it. And by the way, I'll repeat this, I've said it many times. Pain and suffering is the rent or the tax that the Jivatman pays to inhabit the body. It's a rent. Okay? Who feels? Does the body feel anything? The body feels? Well, I tell you, the body feels when we put that dead body in the cremation. It should be jumping up. Thank you. Do you see it jumping up? It doesn't. So it's the Jivatman that feels. The Jiva that feels. It's the Jiva experience law. It's the Jiva that experiences for that matter. So if you think about it that way, you'll see that the pain that you feel, the Jiva is feeling it too. And what is that pain for? It's to help to purify us. Okay? Now, you know, light is a wonderful thing. It removes darkness, yes. But the light we're speaking about is an inner light. A light that removes ignorance. That brings clarity in life. Now, I have to tell you a little joke about clarity here. This is my best joke. Yeah, my time is up, I know. I'll finish up in 2 minutes. Let me tell you what this clarity is about. For the very first time, policeman is riding with, he's a rookie, he's riding with his buddy in this squad car. And the thing came on the radio. There's a crowd loitering in so-and-so street. Please go there and disperse them. So the guy drives the car over there. He goes into the street. He saw some people standing at the corner of the street there. So he drove up the car, took his megaphone and said, "Hey, you people, disperse, get lost." Everybody looks at him confused. What is this about? Picked up this megaphone again. "Didn't you guys hear me? I said get lost right now." Everybody move away. So he turned to his more experienced guy, He says, "How did I do?" He says, "Not bad, considering all these people were standing at the bus stop." So you see, when you don't have clarity, everything becomes a disaster. If you have clarity, you know exactly what needs to be done, how to do it, and how to get it done. Right? So clarity is the most important thing. I'm going to have to close here now. Before I close, I want to tell you one thing here. As you light the diya today, this is an interpretation that I have placed upon the diya. What is the symbol of the diya? Now, first of all, the diya is a vessel, as is your body. The body is a vessel to contain the Jivatman in it. Alright? So the diya contains what's in it? It has a wick, it has a ghee, and it has a light, isn't it? So these three things gotta mean something. So let's look at what they mean. The diya is a vessel, so that's the physical body. And the physical body is made up of the 5 elements, Chit, Jal, Pavan, Gagan, Samira, as is the vessel. The ghee is the manas, the mind equipment. The wick, sum of all the karmas. And the flame is the intelligence, the buddhi. Burns out the negativity and brings clarity. Clarity leads to liberation. And this is the main message of Diwali. How to go about getting clarity. All those little stories I tell you today are meant to be parables that will help us to achieve that clarity. And if we can't achieve it through the message that the Diwali brings, then we have quite a while to go yet. Now don't hurry it along, okay? Understand? We're not here to hurry life. We're here to take it one day at a time. The present is the most important thing, Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is yet to come. But today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Remember that. Thank you. I'm gonna have to close here. I got 4 pages of this thing to read, but if I read it all, we'll be here too long. So I have to summarize it and finish it off quickly. But it's a wonderful message, and I hope the message is clear, and that you've learned a thing or two by coming here today. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening on the thing here. We got a few. Sunday we have regular service again. Please join us. Don't mention. Okay. And we have a few donations which I'd like to read out here. Evolve Transportation, $28. And I'll tell you about that $28, I don't have the time. Harry and Rani, Naveen, Sunil, and Vidya. Those are our family, okay? All the Supran family, $100. Kutnis Prasad, $25. Do not mention or do not announce, $100. Ganesar Suku, $100 check. Lekram Raghuveer, $150. And Ramray Sarju, $100. This is still there on the here there. Thank you. Okay. So thank you all for the donation. This helps to pay the bills, and especially in this period of COVID, we haven't been doing as well as we should. But you know what? We're still here. This is the main thing. We survived, and we're coming. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We'll soon be there. So thank you all for coming today. I think that's it. I didn't miss anything, did I? Okay.
I think so. We can do it on Sunday.
Let me see. The call is finished. Full moon is on Thursday, November the 10th, I think. And today's lunch or dinner is sponsored by Sato and Sato Fix. I must congratulate Sato, of course. Every Deepavali he sponsors the puja, provides a meal, and we thank him for that. And Sato is, without people like him, we would not be able to run this temple as efficiently as we normally do. He's here during the week, set up the altar, get everything in position, him and Hemo. Between the two of them, they do wonders. And we're thankful to them for all that they do. Now, I gotta be thankful to my friend at the back there too. He puts out the garbage every week. I'm gonna recycle. So we're thankful to you too. And anyone else who does anything, Pete comes and he cuts the grass, Shyam comes and he plants the flowers. All these are things that are done on a voluntary basis. And we are thankful for all of that. Thank you all so much for coming. Let's please stand for our King David.
Jai Lakshmi Mata, Maya Jai Lakshmi Mata, Tumko
Thank you.
शान्तकामरं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं सुभावं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरम् सर्वलोकैकनाथं त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यज्ञपूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं करस्व मे ॐ बार बार परमांगर हो हर्षदेव श्रीरं परसरोजन पावनी भक्ति सदा सत्संगस्य भज रामचंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु ओम गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ओम यौ शांति अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति आपा शांति ऋषिदयो शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांति शांति देवा शांति सामा शांति देहि शांति 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 प्रेम से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी माता की जय।